How's everybody doing? I'm Ryan Edward Strickland. I wanted to thank everyone who wished me a happy birthday, whether it was before my birthday, on my birthday, or after my birthday. I appreciate everyone who celebrated with me, my family on Sunday, my family on Monday, all of my friends that wished me a happy birthday from a lot of different places throughout the world, actually. I thank you, and I'm very grateful for being the age that I am, to be honest with you. I'm very proud of my age. Um, I'm 58. I do my best to stay conscious of what I put in my body, you know, and I try to keep my mind sharp, continue to educate myself and to be educated by other people, and other resources. But yeah, I'm very thankful, and I'm very grateful. And if you did not wish me a happy birthday on my birthday, this whole month is my birthday. Hell, this is March, and I feel like that this goes for everyone. Whatever month your birthday is in, that whole month is your birthday. So celebrate it the entire month. You know what I mean? And I feel like that also, you know, a lot of times we don't think of this, right? Every day is a restart, right? You get to do better that next day that you wake up, right? Also, we get a restart every calendar year for the new year, right? That's another restart. And then we get a restart on our birthday. So it's like we get another restart on our birthday to do better and to reinvent ourselves that next calendar year for our birthday. So every day, is a chance to reinvent yourself. Every calendar year for the new year is another way to reinvent yourself. And every birthday that you have is another way to reinvent yourself. Take every opportunity to reinvent you at the end of the day. Never stop learning. Continue to evolve into your better self, because that's what this life is all about. Know who you are. At the end of the day, know who you are. You are your only competition. Know that and embrace that. And no one can stop you from achieving your goals but you. At the end of the day, we're going to have obstacles in front of us, okay? We're going to have distractions in front of us. You know what I mean? As long as you can control the things that you can control in your life, which is the things that come out of your mouth, your thoughts. You control your thoughts. You control the words that are coming out of your mouth. You control your actions, your character, your image. All of those are things that you can control. You can't control people, who may try to slander your name, your image, and your character. You're in charge of your legacy. No one else is. Only you. So look at things from a different perspective, all right? Focus on the things that you know that are important to you in life. And surround yourself with people who are going to embrace you for who you are. Don't tolerate any disrespect from people. If people try to interfere with your frequency, your energy, or your image and your character, any kind of negativity, don't entertain it. Sometimes it's not even worth checking people at times. Sometimes you have to, because they take your kindness for a weakness. And even though it's not, it's actually a strength, and they don't understand that. You know, you can walk into a room and your silence dominates that room. Other people walk into the room and they are invisible. So, therefore, they become loud and try to attack the ones who are quiet. And my family nicknamed me Silent but Deadly. They nicknamed me that for a reason, because I don't bother people. I have a calm demeanor. I have great energy. You know, people are drawn to me, and you know, I have a great smile, great sense of humor, and I can communicate with anyone, regardless of their ethnicity. I communicate with anyone, and a lot of people are intimidated by that, but I don't allow that to bother me. But occasionally, you have to check people, but again, a lot of times I don't waste my energy on it because, again, when you're secure with who you are and know who you are, that's all that matters. I compete against myself. My whole goal through my whole journey in life has been to better myself. I elevate myself every day I get up. I elevate myself to achieve another level, and I keep doing that. And I'm going to continue to do that until I'm no longer physically in this realm or this world or this dimension. I'm going to continue to do that. And that's my goal. That's what I'm competing against, which all deals with me being who I am. You know what I mean? And I encourage people to do the same, because when you focus on you, nothing else bothers you. There's no distractions there. You control all these distractions. You are in charge of that. And your spirit lets you know. You know what I mean? Sometimes we give into it because it's easy to give into. It's challenging not to give into it. But accept that challenge because it's positive. That's a positive challenge that you embrace. And if you don't give up and you're persistent and resilient and determined, and once that door opens, it's like, whew, it's a huge relief. But it's also like, it's a great feeling, right? It's a great feeling to achieve something that you've been working on for a very long time. And again, it doesn't matter how long it takes you to achieve your goals. It's hard to explain. But I do know this. Something that's not really hard for me to explain is this right here. When I've given up and not walked through that door, kept the persistence, determination and resilience to achieve a goal, and then I had to come back to it, because when I felt that feeling of disappointment and embarrassment, because I was embarrassed that myself, just like goals I never share with anybody, but when I was that close and I gave up, that feeling it felt like that, a heartbreak in a relationship. It felt like that. So I had to recover from that and rebuild myself and then get right back on that path again to achieve that goal. So I learned from those experiences, because there's been a couple of times that happened to me that the universe and my creator punished me for not walking through that door. And I had to get back on track to achieve that goal. It took more time because of me doubting and giving up, doubting the process and giving up. Not doubting myself, but doubting the process, because I felt like it wasn't moving like it should have been moving, and I got frustrated. But at the end of the day, I'm very secure who I am. I love who I am. I love everything about myself, to be honest with you, the good and the bad. And I feel like that I'm in a very good space and place. And I want to encourage other people to obtain that within yourself. Get yourself in a good place, in a good space, where you really feel comfortable about who you are, your decisions that you make. I don't doubt any decisions that I've made, to be honest with you. I don't doubt those decisions. I stand firm behind my decisions. Um, they all haven't been great decisions, but I've learned from them. I learned a lot from them. And by me learning from those decisions and experiences, it's helped me to not make those same mistakes. And once we as individuals get on that kind of level, no one would be able to come into your life to take you off of that path and journey that you chose to be on, because that is truly your destiny. You choose your destiny, you know, and just be confident with your decisions, and everything will fall into place. And again, I want to thank everyone, because I'm truly grateful, because I'm going to be here for a long time. I really am, you know. And while I'm here, there's a lot of things I'm going to get done. That's 100%. And the people who want to follow that path that I'm on and respect my, advice, those are the people I'm going to ride with. The people that are happy to see me, those are people I'm going to ride with. The ones who are positive in my life, those people I'm going to ride with. But if you're negative in any way, form, or fashion, I'm not rolling with you. And I'm sticking firm to that, because I don't need that negativity. I'm not an envious person at all. I truly am the type of man who knows my position. I know my position in relationships. I know my position in this world. I know my position as a family man, as a father, as I'm not married right now, but if I do decide to get married again, I know my position as a husband. I know my position as a grandfather, as a sibling. So that's something that's been instilled inside of me since birth. And I know this. I know the next woman in my life, she's going to be on my level or above my level. But even if she is above my level, I would still be able to elevate her to another level that she may or may not know that she could achieve, because that's the kind of nigga I am. And I know people don't like that word, but hell, it is what it is. I embrace that as well, because that's who I am. That's the kind of man I am. That's the kind of person I am. So I embrace everything about me, all of it, because I'm a solid person. I'm solid to the core. And the people who's in my life, I'm loyal, sometimes to a default, but I'm not going to be loyal to people who are not loyal to me. Those days are over. I'm not going to support people who don't support me. Those days are over. But like I said, I'm not envious of anyone's achievements, because those are their achievements. We all walk a different path, and we all have, different goals and different achievements. That's just life. So instead of being envious of someone's achievements or bitter about those, if you focus on yourself, that won't matter. Because even when I was in the military, there was people that was just envious of me and trying to figure me out. What motivates you? Why do you? What drives you to achieve these different goals that that you're achieving? It's me. I literally lived in the projects. I came from poverty. But my mentality's never been in poverty. I've physically been there, but mentally I've never been there because I have always known that that's not where I belong. It was the circumstances, but I made sure that my children didn't experience the things that I experienced coming up. They lived a middle class lifestyle. Now it's on them to build that lifestyle for themselves. As long as I'm alive, I will assist them, but they still have to build their own as well. And that's just the way it goes in life. We have to build our foundation because they build their family, and for their family, they have to build a foundation for their family so they can have the lifestyle that they want. This is the process that we go, So, with all that said, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here, and I know that these next chapters in my life are gonna be great because I'm great. Greatness is in me, and I am greatness. And the same applies to us as individuals. We're born great. If I had that poem in front of me that I wrote years ago, I would recite it right now. But I would say this much. I tied is I am greatness, and greatness is me. Or basically, I said, you are greatness, and greatness is you, right? And the beginning of that poem, I mentioned that there's over 1 million sperm cells when a man ejaculates, but only one can fertilize the woman's egg. So everyone that is breathing air and has a heartbeat won your first race. Continue to win. You were shot out and was swimming real quick, and boom, you won. Continue to win. If you have that mindset to continue to win, I'm not saying you'll never fail, but you'll never be stopped because you're unstoppable and you're limitless. And the only person, the only being, the only source in this entire world that can stop you is you. And when we leave this place, but if you put enough things in place, it'll still proceed after you. So think about that. Again, I'm grateful for everyone who wished me a happy birthday. If you missed my exact birthday, this is still March. Hell, you can wish me happy birthday in April. Just, hey, I'm thankful that you thought about me. Thank you again. I appreciate you. Live your life with intent and purpose, and everything else will fall into place. Thank you. Peace.